Hey, what's up everyone? So this is part 2 of the updated sock videos. This one will be focusing on the official on-court sock of the NBA made by Stance now. Here's the packaging, looks like that. So we'll be talking about that, kind of breaking it down, looking at the specifics, and comparing it to some of my other favorite socks. Right? Just to review, I'm only looking at socks that are widely available, meaning you can get them at any store online, easy to find, maybe on discount as well. So not focusing on like specialty socks, compression socks, and things like that, which there are some socks out there that retail for really crazy prices. Also, just to review, we're looking at certain factors. If we're talking about defining best for socks, I think there are a couple of things to consider. Obviously value, so what is a sock retail for, what's the cost? Compare that to the performance. Performance for socks would be things like the tightness, how tight is it? Does it stay where it's supposed to? Maybe moisture wicking capabilities. Some people might have issues with like blisters and things like that. The sock is too damp. And then like the cushiness overall, how comfortable and cushy is that sock? So that's another thing. And then obviously durability would be the last one, where again we're looking at how well does the sock maintain its tightness, its form, its function, and its material. Basically how long does the sock last for what you're paying, right? So we'll be looking at those factors. Looking at the sock itself, Stance is they took over for an older company. I believe it's called 4 Bare Feet. They were the original manufacturers of the NBA socks, the old ones that look like this. And in my opinion, these are far superior to the old ones. These are still good, but just they're not very good at retaining their overall tightness. They get a little bit looser, but they're very comfortable and cushy. Just nice socks overall, high quality, but not quite as good as some of the newer socks that are available. Anyway, so for some reason the socks are different from like the jerseys and the shorts. So I think Adidas is the current official provider for like jerseys, warm-up jackets, shorts, all that stuff, the apparel. And for some reason, socks are made by a different company. So yeah, I don't know why that is, but right now Stance is the official provider for socks. It's pretty much what the pros are wearing, right? These are not to be confused, really quick, not to be confused with their older socks, the Stance Fusions, which have a very prominent, noticeable elastic band running around the midfoot. So just be careful there. These are from the All-Star game, so they do have kind of like an NBA logo. But if you're looking for the Stance official on-court socks, make sure it has the NBA logo on there and on the packaging as well, right? Okay, so let's look at the sock in some detail here. We have our vertical elastic running down. The logos are kind of, I don't know if asymmetrical is the right word, but basically they're anatomical. So you have one for the left foot, one for the right. And on one sock where the NBA logo is, on the other sock you'll have the Stance logo. And then similarly where the NBA logo is on here, you have the Stance logo on the other sock. So that's kind of how they match up there. Vertical elastic, similar to a lot of other socks that are out there. Very dense, thick, and well cushioned. You have a thicker band of elastic around here. This section is thicker. And then running down, we have our kind of the ridges here, this area around the ankle and the underneath the foot and the forefoot in particular. It's a very dense, cushioned material here, these little ridges there, and around the ankle, which I like. Okay, nice thick cushioned heel, and then the top of the foot is a little bit thinner, and you can see the design there. It's kind of more ventilated. Hopefully that helps to release some of the heat there. So that kind of covers the overall design if you want to get a good look at them. Elastic running down, and then your ridged area here with the ankle, midfoot, forefoot, and the really thick cushioned heel. So these are the crews, which are longer than other socks. They're crew models. I think for Stance, there's some talk online that the quarters, if you can find them, the Stance quarters are more in line with some of the crews from other brands like Nike and Adidas. So, but these crews for Stance are a little bit longer, kind of long socks. So, okay, so in terms of performance and how they perform compared to other socks, they are pretty good. They're actually really, really good. High quality sock, very cushioned, very well cushioned. They stay where they're supposed to. So no complaints there, and durability as well. They seem to be retaining their form and function and tightness and materials, as well as the Nike Elites, which are kind of like the standard in my opinion. So very good performance, and they should perform well because they retail for $26. Where is that? Look at that, $26 for one pair of socks. That's a lot of money, right? Typically, people who are paying $26 for socks, they probably expect to get like 5, 6, 7, 8 pairs, something like that. So this is $26 for one pair. I didn't pay that much. These were available at Marshall's for $6, which is a steal in my opinion. So go check your local Marshalls, Ross, and stores like that. $6 is well worth it. That's a really, really good deal in my opinion. It's pretty much a no-brainer at that price. So if we are talking about value and cost, I would not. I don't see how you could justify $26 for one pair of socks. I don't think they're worth that. Meaning when you play in them and you wear them, you're not going to say to yourself, oh yeah, like $26, these are totally worth it. They're not that different from Nike Elites and Versatilities in my opinion. Speaking of the Versatilities, there are a lot of similar design cues. I'm not sure which one came out first, but there are just similarities, and I'm not saying these brands are like copying each other, but there are a lot of notable similarities. So you can see the vertical elastic running on both, or maybe you can't. So, and then obviously you have these areas here with this design where the fabric and the design is a little bit different around the ankle, and very noticeable in the forefoot as well. You see the similarities between the Elite Versatilities and the stance socks. So definitely some similar design cues. The Elite Versatilities do have this rectangular portion in the midfoot area underneath, and the stance socks don't really have that. But again, a lot of similar parts of the sock visually and in terms of the function. So take that for what it's worth. But these are two of my favorite socks at the moment. They're pretty comparable. If we're talking about retail price, I think the Elites, the original Elites, and the Versatilities are pretty hard to beat. So just giving you kind of the big picture, you guys, giving you the big picture right now. If we're talking about paying full retail price for whatever reason, like just for whatever reason you have to pay full retail and you can't find them on discount, in my opinion, nothing beats the original Nike Elites and the Versatilities, because these retail for about what, $12, $14, $16, something like that. And again, they are really truly elite compared to when they use that term for their shoes, which I think is kind of inappropriate a lot of the times. But the socks are actually really elite in my opinion. These are some of my favorites. I like the original Elites, the Versatilities, as well as the Elite Quarters. If you can find the original Elite Quarters, just sometimes you don't want the sock, riding up your lower calf there, and sometimes you just want something quick and easy and breathable like the Quarters, which I really, really enjoy. So again, the retail price, $26. I can't justify that for these. Now, if we're talking about discounted prices, which is where I got the stance as well as these Versatilities, and again $6 at Marshalls. Discounted prices, these stance official on-court socks are by far the best. $6 for these. Again, this is what the pros are wearing, so really good quality sock, and you're only paying $6 for them, then it's a really, really good deal. So if we're talking about discounted prices and steal prices like that, then I would say the stance socks are my favorite, and probably the best out of the bunch if you can find them at a discounted price like that. So I'm not even a Lakers fan, they were available for $6, and at that price I don't really care what the colorway is like. So yeah, it's just a no-brainer at that price. Some other socks that I would actually not recommend, and I'm not trying to bash on any brands or anything like that. So these are pretty much my favorites: the Nike Elites, the Quarters, the Versatilities, and the Stance official on-court socks. I would stay away from Adidas basketball socks, and I hate to do this. Adidas, I love some of their shoes, the Boost shoes, Crazy Light Boosts and Pure Boosts. They're like some of my favorite casual shoes of all time. So I'm not trying to be like a brand. I'm not bashing on any brand. Like Nike sometimes makes awful product in my opinion. There's some of their shoes are so overpriced and really, really, not justified by the performance. So just to give you guys some, some perspective there. But for some reason, I just don't have good experiences with the Adidas socks, and I've tried, several pairs of the Derrick Rose and Damian Lillard socks, which are their high-end basketball socks, their most expensive basketball socks, and they just don't retain their fabric and tightness nearly as well as the Elites and the Stance socks here. They start losing their fabric very quickly after I play in them and wash them, and they get literally threadbare. Like you can see the threads and your heel through the material there. So maybe for casual use, I think they're good, but I would stay away from Adidas socks, basketball socks, for performance purposes. If you guys had different experiences, please let me know. But that's just been my experience with several pairs of the Adidas socks. So again, just to review, these are some of my favorites: the Elites and the Versatilities and the Stance. I think if you have an opportunity to get these, they're still widely available from where I go, Marshall stores and Ross stores. I see different colorways and different models. So give them a shot if you have the opportunity. Any questions or concerns, suggestions, anything like that, again, as usual, just leave them and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Hopefully this helped, and yeah, see you guys next time in my next video. All right, take care. Bye.